All right, folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. You can contact the show 706-889-9700, or you can email me, chief@fetchernews.com. Follow us on Twitter @FetcherNews, @FYNTV. Don't forget, today at 10 o'clock, will be Instant Replay with Dave Garner. That's Instant Replay with Dave Garner at 10 o'clock right here on FYNTV. All of the North Georgia highlights, scores, and he will be probably talking Braves baseball, a little bit of everything. But North Georgia's only live sports show with Dave Garner at 10 o'clock. All right, let's do this. It'll just take a second here. Let's go to number 17, okay? Now, what was this guy's name? Steve Paddock. All right. 1 year, Las Vegas marks 1 year since shooting massacre. Okay. That's number 17. Stay with that. I've got another one here I want to pull up. I have it somewhere. Pull up number 20. Number 20 there. No, 28. I'm sorry. 17, number 28. I apologize. Went from 17, number 28. This is the sheriff, Las Vegas sheriff out there, Joe Lombardo. After 1 year, still cannot figure out Steve Paddock's motive after 1 year of the shooting. 50-some dead, and let's go to 29. Okay. 29 shooting survivors gathered to remember victims. So after 1 year, still can't find the motive. Why Steve Paddock? Still can't find. It's very interesting on this Vegas shooting how this guy took all this weaponry upstairs. Okay? And he was a regular at the hotel, but he didn't need no help with his bags. Okay? All right? He didn't check in. Bags went on the little cart there, and somebody say, we'll have your bags up in your room when you get there. And he went over and gambled for a little bit. He took all this weaponry. Nobody's seen it. It went upstairs in the room, and then he planned this attack. No motive after a year in Vegas. Just leaving you with that, my friend. Okay. Let's go to number 30. Number 30 says, it's a good day for Canada. Deadline met. Canada joins U.S., Mexico to do what? Replace the deal, to replace the NAFTA. Donald Trump, it's amazing. I'm sorry, it's just the words, amazing. This guy campaigned and said, I will go through these terrible trade deals, try to adjust them, try to get a better deal for this country that's been rolled over and walked on, okay? And NAFTA, I'm going to get rid of that thing. It is now the USMC, United States, Mexico, Canada Agreement, period. It was met last night, okay? Let me give you a couple more here on this. We're going to go back to Kavanaugh in a minute, but, these are some things I want to talk about before. All right, hold on there, Josh. I got President Trump promised this, absolutely promised that this would, probably confusing my little computer here this morning. Let's go to number 9. October 1st there, 2018. Number 9. There's Justin Trudeau and Donald Trump. Okay. Let's go to number 15. Number 15, the new trade deal returns billions and production back to the states. Billions. The car industry will return billions back to the state. Improved access to Canadian markets for our dairy farmers. Absolutely, our dairy farmers will have more access. Expected to be signed on 12/1. Okay, there will be more. Okay, absolutely will be increased wages for, let me see what notes I have here. The stay with me just a second, folks. Increased wages, and I want to get this one part if I can get my computer to come up. I'm doing a little too much. This computer's about had it. And there's a reason I want to talk about this, because I want to talk about some things that we will not hear on, you will not hear today on the mainstream media. Auto wages will increase. Wages will increase for auto workers. It used to have, everything had to be 62.5% made in this country, manufactured in this country. It's now up to 75%. So auto manufacturers have to use up to 75% of the product, and the parts have to be manufactured in the United States. Auto wages up, no more NAFTA, and access to the dairy markets. This is big. The President of the United States promised this. Now, the one thing I do want to cover, I want you to look in a little bit of what the stock market does today. Now, too many people will be focused on how devastating it is. MSNBC, CNN, all of them will be devastated today over a woman making an accusation, and if that should keep a man off the Supreme Court of the United States, or how much did you drink at a college party. Watch the stock market, okay? Now, my opinion is people really like their wealth, and they like making money. Peter Navarro, remember, Peter Navarro stayed after this. But who said this would not be done? Who said it could not be done? Pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. Gary Cohen, right? Gary Cohen said it could not be done. Remember, supposedly Gary Cohen is the one, the his financial consultant there to Donald Trump. Supposedly in, what's his name, Bob Woodward's book, Cohen is the guy that swiped the letter, removed the letter from the center of Donald Trump's desk to save us from World War III, right? Because Donald Trump was going to make this awful move against South Korea. Here's what happened is, you know what? Gary Cohen said this could not be done. This NAFTA deal. Cohen did not want to touch NAFTA. He said, sir, no, this can't be done. NAFTA's okay. All right? Globalist. See, we get nervous, I do too, when Trump brings some people into the administration that are globalists. We all said, hey, Cohen's a globalist, but guess what? Trump did not accept Cohen's opinion. He said, I promised you in Wheeling, West Virginia. I promised you in Ohio. I promised you in Michigan and Wisconsin and even Minnesota that you will have more access to Canada. I promised this to the American people, and I will deliver. Cohen got mad and quit because he said it would never work. Then he is the one that sat down with Bob Woodward, which the book tour industry, my God, the national media has turned into a book tour. And then Bob Woodward writes this book because Cohen sits down with him, and Cohen just says all this stuff because he's mad. He got his ass kicked out of the West Wing. And Peter Navarro and Donald Trump, Peter Navarro said to Donald Trump, stay with it. Donald Trump said to Gary Cohen, hey, I'm staying with it. I will ratchet down on China. I will ratchet down on the EU. I will ratchet down on the Korean Peninsula. And I will ratchet it down on Canada and Mexico. And guess what? Last week, Donald Trump, and remember the letter that Gary Cohen supposedly took off Trump's desk, okay, was an end to the trade agreement in its current form with South Korea. So last week, President Trump has the South Korean president praising him for North Korea, praising him for what has been done, and praising him for the new trade deal. And we have a new trade deal with South Korea, which has many more benefits to our manufacturers and our workers here in the United States. Now we have Mexico and Canada, and they were all, wasn't 2 months ago or 3 months ago, throughout the process, they were all telling, remember little Justin Trudeau there? Little Justin, you know, you can go to hell, you know, we're not going to get pushed around. Well, guess what? The deadline was midnight last night. Trump said, hey, I guess it's going to be the USM, United States-Mexico Agreement, because I'm not budging, Justin. And Justin came to the table. Trump won the trade deal. No more NAFTA. United States, Mexico, Canadian trade deal. Gary Cohen, you know what? You may have swiped the letter. You may have lied. You may have sat down with Bob Woodward. But the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, kept his word to the American people, the manufacturers and the workers in this country. And he is an American first president. But nobody's going to talk about this today. They will tell you he made a deal with Canada, but they won't talk about Cohen and how Cohen got mad, left, talked to Bob Woodward. The book went out. All the networks treated it like the gospel. One thing after another, man, Trump keeps coming through, and the American people know it. Let's take a break, and we're going to talk about something else, the Supreme Court. Well, wait a minute. It started today. They're missing somebody. Oh, my God. 8. 8 is enough. They did a show on it. Take us to break.